أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وإلى ثمود أخاهم صالحا. And here Allah started mentioning about a new community, is Thamud. The Thamud were the people who were lived in the areas of northwestern part of Arabia. Between a place called, and the place is still present, it is called as Al-Hijr, which means a place which is made up of rocks. Yeah. So here, this prophet which was sent to this community is called Salih alayhi salam. Salih alayhi salam conveys the same message that was conveyed by the earlier prophets, namely Nuh alayhi salam and the prophet which was sent to Ad, Hud alayhi salam. So he says, "O my people, serve Allah, worship Allah, not for you any god from besides him. Verily has come to you a clear proof from your Lord, this he camel." This is something which was given as a miracle for Salih alayhi salam, because people had put a test, said that this city was entirely made up of rocks. So they gave a test to Salih alayhi salam and asked for this miracle, that we want a pregnant she camel to come out from a single rock. There was a single rock, and they demand us, if you claim that you are a messenger from Allah, then bring out a pregnant she camel, and we should see his fetus moving inside its belly. This was their demand. And he prayed out to Allah, and a pregnant she camel came, which is here refers to as a Naqatullah. Allah calls this as a she camel of Allah. But with a condition. But with the condition is, it is a sign, it is a miracle. Just like Isa alayhi salam showed some miracle, and Musa alayhi salam showed some miracle. Here Salih alayhi salam shows this miracle, and the entire community saw that this she camel came out from a single rock. But with a condition. The condition is a sign, so you have to leave her to eat in the land of Allah. And you should not harm her. You should not kill that camel, is a condition with which he agrees to bring out a she camel from a rock. So this is the condition, you have to leave her, which means alternate days. One day she is allowed to take water from the well, and the other day the entire city can take the water from the well. So that is the agreement. So with that agreement, he also wants that if you are damned to touch her or seize her or kill her or do any attempts to kill this camel which was sent from Allah as a sign, then he says that will seize you a punishment which is painful. And further, he reminds the incidences that has happened with the predecessors of him. And he says, and remember when he made you the successors in the land from after Ad, a count which was just destroyed before them, and he has made you to settle in the land. So you can take from its plains or palaces. They had so much strength that without any modern equipments, they could be able to carve out the mountains and make it as their homes. Such as the power and strength these people had. And further, he says, he quotes that this is a bounty. So remember the bounties of Allah upon you. And do not misbehave, do not act wickedly in the land and spread corruption. This is the demand that he put forth in front of his community. But what happened? Do you know, this is a general norm for every prophet, that the chiefs, people who are in luxuries, people who are in authority, used to continuously oppose the message of the messengers. That has happened with him also. Here said the chiefs of the land were really arrogant among his people to those who were suppressed. I mean, to the weaker section of the people who have been deprived of their rights. For them, these people are asking the oppressed people to those who believe. General norms, people who are oppressed, general people who are economically weak, people who have no rights on the land, are the people who would generally accept and believe in the message of the messengers. They asked him, the chiefs are asking to the weaker section of the people, to those who believed among them, do you know? This is the question that they ask. Do you really know that Salih alayhi salam is a messenger from his Lord? Even after they see the miracle that he has shown in front of their eyes, all were there. The entire chiefs claimed that if he brings out that miracle, they will believe in him. Now they are raising this doubt and doubt about him. But on a contrary, just like for these Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Sahaba stood like a rock. Just like for Isa alayhi salam, his disciples stood like a rock. Here, the people who were weaker in economically weaker, who have been deprived of the right, who have been oppressed in the land, they said at one sound that indeed in what he has sent, he has been sent with, we are believing. That's all. We are really believing at it. But the chiefs replied, those who were arrogant said, verily, but verily we in which you believe, we are disbelievers, which means we are not ready to believe in him. We are not ready to believe in him. And further, they had a lot of uncomfort on allowing this camel to drink water. So they planned on behalf of the community, they planned to kill the she camel in spite of knowing the conditions that was put forth by Allah. That's what it happened. They hamstrung the she camel. They killed it. And they were insolent towards the commandment of their, which means they are not ready to be obeyed to the commandment of their Lord. After killing, they came to Salih alayhi salam and said, O Salih, O Prophet, O Salih alayhi salam, bring us what you have promised. He said in the earlier ayat that if you are going to harm this she camel, if you are going to kill this she camel, then definitely punishment of Allah will come. This was his warning. Now they come to Salih alayhi salam and puts their open challenge and says, where is the promise? Bring out what you have been promised if you are a messenger. Then what happened, do you know? So seized them the earthquake. And all of a sudden the earthquake has seized them. And all those people who have opposed Salih alayhi salam, except the believers of Salih alayhi salam, all of them became in their homes fallen prone, which means they were just dead. That's all. Just one shake. That's all. The entire city got drowned. So here now Salih salam said, so he turned away from them. After seeing the punishment happening in front of his eyes, seeing his entire community getting killed and wiped out from the face of the earth, he says now, see, so he turned away from them. He said, seeing the sad demise of his entire community, he says, as a prophet, O my people, verily I have conveyed to you the message of my Lord. This is nothing fabricated story I told to you, but you are not ready to understand my words or not prepared to follow what I say. And I have advised to you, but you really don't like the people who are advisors. This is the norm of today also. People who advise, people are not ready to take.